Hey everybody, this is Vince Miller. Thank you so much for joining me for another devotional. Today we are in John chapter 9. I'm going to read verses 39 down through 41. We're closing out the chapter here. Here's what's happened in this chapter. Jesus has had this long interaction with this blind man. He's been given sight. He washes in the pool. He's then interrogated a couple of times before religious officials, and then Jesus finds him to confront him about his belief in him. He believes and worships him, but now we discover that there's some people standing around who are listening into this conversation. And then Jesus says this. He said, "For judgment I came into this world, that those who do not see may see, and those who see may become blind." Now some of the Pharisees near him heard these things and said to him, "Are we also blind?" And Jesus said to them, "If you were blind, you would have no guilt. But now that you say we see, your guilt remains." You know, there's something so interesting about the paradox, right, of spiritual revelation. When we experience spiritual revelation, it has this dual nature to it. For one man, it brings understanding, and yet for another, it brings confusion. This means the one who sees and gets understanding, gets insight. It also means that the one who sees and is dumbfounded or confused is blinded. And that's what's happening in this text. Two very different people experiencing the paradox of spiritual revelation. And as a result, revelation has these consequences, though, too. It divides. The man who gains insight gets truth and grace, and the other is deceived, and well, he gets judgment. But Jesus says here and in other texts throughout the Gospel of John that he didn't come to bring judgment. And why does he say this? Well, because judgment already existed. It was here in the world. Sin, guilt, death, and blindness were already prevalent in this life. Jesus did not bring judgment. We brought judgment. We were a judgment unto ourselves. Jesus came for another reason, to give sight to a world of blind people. He came to heal spiritual blindness so that we can see and be saved, thus removing judgment from us. But there is consequence to spiritual revelation, isn't there? A division that we see here between two groups of people, those who have sight and those who do not. And that's what Jesus is pointing out here. And Jesus points this out because, well, the religious officials asked him to point it out. They want to know if they are spiritually blind. And so he tells them the truth, doesn't he? He gives them the answer. They are spiritually blind because they claim that they see when they do not. And guess what? That's offensive. But no, it's not offensive because of what Jesus said. It's offensive because of who they are. They are sinners standing in front of the truth, unwilling to accept the truth. So today, let's position ourselves on the enlightening side of spiritual revelation. When God reveals something to you through His Spirit or in His Word, respond to it in faith and act without hesitation. Let's push through the offense that may come with God's correction, understanding that God is always right and truthful, and we may be deceived and wrong. I love you guys. I pray this has blessed you. If it has, share it with someone else, and I'll see you right back here again